terrible thing has happened to Joplin, but I've seen the spirit of Joplin. It's torn and it's frayed, but stronger inside than anything on the outside. And I hope by writing that I can help people deal with this, and that's what we're having to deal with.
We had no real idea of the spectrum of this thing. Internet was down. I couldn't find my reporters. I frantically was trying to get hold of them to make sure that they were okay, then to say, if you're okay, will you please come in. Our lead reporter, Wally Kennedy, had called me. He goes, Carol, I'll try and get there. 3.5 hours later, I hear from Wally, and he goes, Carol, I couldn't get there. I'm still stuck. And he was helping with triage at the hospital. We did have a designer that we couldn't find. 2 days later, we found out that he had died in the storm. It's been an emotional ride in terms of trying to make sure my people are being taken care of, but trying to make sure my community is taken care of in terms of news. And this is the time when newspapers have to rise to the occasion. They have to put things aside and they have to go out and do their work.
You started feeling the house shake, and something hit that window. It blew the bedroom door off the hinges. We just sat and we waited, and I kept thinking, is it going to stop? Is it going to stop? And stuff was blowing around, and the house was kind of shaking and creaking and stuff. And then, you know, it stopped, and I looked over and saw daylight, and it was over. So I had an autographed picture of Helen Thomas that was right there. I wonder how far Helen went. She spoke at let's see. Nah, darn it. I wonder where well, I've lost Helen.
The day after the tornado was my first actual day at the Joplin Globe as a reporter, and so I got to cut my teeth in the disaster zone, talking to people whose homes had just been destroyed. And I thought I was going to be covering school board meetings and, you know, animal shelters and whatever the more experienced reporters didn't want to do, and instead I was thrown out into probably the biggest news story to hit this part of the state, maybe ever. I wish we had so many, you know, of our staff here and workers in the building that lost their homes, and they still showed up to work. You know, they understood that they had a, you know, beyond their own safety and security, they had a responsibility to the people of Joplin, and I can't say enough. You know, I'm impressed by the people that I work with, and I know that, you know, as the weeks go on, nothing can frazzle this group of people, because if you can get through this and keep it all together and remain professional and remain focused on what you're doing and put everything else aside, then I can't imagine anything that would rattle this group.
The Joplin Globe they showed up Monday morning with a huge stack of papers, and it was it's just gone. And I thought, how did they get it so fast? Not knowing that they suffered some severe tragedy too. And I told my family out on the West Coast, go on to JoplinGlobe.com, and so it's been partly their source to keep up with what's going on back here. They're getting all the pictures that we get from the Joplin Globe.